What is going on, guys? Welcome to another day in Hawaii and another flight in the Robin DR400. Cool, so let's go ahead and get in the cockpit. Go ahead and let's turn that, oops. Master, avionics on. We're gonna go to 119er Niner to request our clearance. Oops. Let's see if I can get it this time. 119er.9er. We're gonna request our IFR clearance. One 056 on the squawk. I'm gonna fly 5,500. Wonder why it's not letting me select. Sweet, let's go to traffic. Select our runway for takeoff. We're gonna be taking off on runway 5. So let's go ahead and get this puppy started. Mixture up, beacon on, fuel pump on, carb heat on. Parking brakes are set, everything is good to, oh, uh-oh, did the battery just die? Let's reset that. Oops. There we go. Mixture's rich. Let's get that fuel pump on. Parking brake on, carb heat's on, everything is looking good. Request our clearance again. Six, 731. Perfect. Now let's go select runway 5 for takeoff. Make sure we got flight controls up, down. Sweet, we are looking solid. I wonder why my autopilot's not letting me select in the hundreds. It's interesting to me because it was not doing that before. Well, that's fine. We don't need autopilot necessarily. Cool, let's announce our taxi, get our taxi light on, and start getting on our way to Papa Hotel. Where are we going? Papa. So Waimea Cahoe. Yeah, we're going to Waimea on the Big Island. Oil pressure's looking good. Everything's looking happy so far. Oh, there we go. Now we could select the hundreds. I guess we'll be fine after all. Weather's looking alright. We do got a 12-knot wind. It's going to be a headwind on our takeoff, which is nice. Rather have a headwind than a tailwind on takeoff. Let's go ahead and pop our landing lights on. And we'll pop strobes on as well. This is going to be I believe a 250 nautical mile flight. 250 nautical miles should take us the greater part of an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, depending on the winds to get there. We do have some weather to deal with as well, so that'll be interesting to see. Finally getting to the end of the runway here. We are going to be flying IFR all the way there as well, so we will be using the Microsoft ATC at the moment. Cool, so let's get prepped for takeoff. Landing lights are on, taxi lights could come off. Set 1 notch of flaps. Get our checklist out here because I'm forgetting little things. Parking brake set. Pilot heat as required. Landing lights on. Fuel quantity is good. Fuel pump is on. The throttle's at idle. We are rich. The altimeter, let's go ahead and set that guy. The flap set. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take off on out of here. Power up, brakes off. Looking for 65 for the rotation. Go ahead and rotate. Looking for 700 feet a minute. Bring the prop RPM back to 2400. And we can bring the flaps up. Watch out for the birds as well. So we are climbing up. Let's go ahead and turn our landing lights on or off, fuel pump off, and our carb heat off as well. Pop our flight director in as well to give us some assistance. We are looking pretty good climbing out here so far. Is a little bit bumpy though. Cool, so let's go back to 1199er. Honolulu Center, and tell them what we're up to. Oh, I don't like ads. Skip ads. We want music. So creeping up on 3,000 now. A little bit bumpier than I expected it to be. We'll go ahead and climb to the cruising altitude, and then I'll pop the plane in autopilot, let the autopilot have some fun. The plane is flying smoothly at the moment. Just climbing around 800 feet a minute. Just getting to the cloud layer at around 4,000 feet. Like I said, it was cloud levels at 4,500. Just about to peek through those guys. Turn left, heading 105. We'll just go ahead and pop her in nav mode and let the autopilot have some fun. We'll just maintain our prop RPM as we climb out. getting into the clouds now. It's definitely a super rad aircraft, super fun to fly. This is a free order Model 2, so if you haven't checked it out yet, feel free to check it out. It is free to download on Riku.com. Ooh, it's a nasty cloud we're flying into. We're at 5,500. Just skirting about the clouds. Let's see if we can get above these. So let's request a altitude increase. Let's see, how much do we need to do it by? Let's try 2,000 feet, so that'll bring us 7.5. Cool. Let's go ahead and climb and maintain 7,500. Let's see if that'll get us above these clouds. Oops, sorry. I'll acknowledge ya. Sorry, buddy. So let's lean it out a little bit, see if this does anything. Seems like it's not doing much with the EGTs, so we'll keep her going how she's going. Let's see, just about at 6.5. Going through the big old clouds. Let's see how the wind's doing. Damn, I got a 21 knot headwind. That is no bueno. I'll just lean it out a little bit and see if that helps. Don't want to lose all our airspeed. Not watching the RPM. Too busy focusing on the mixture, which should not be my main focus. Okay, now we're at 85, so let's bring the throttle, not the mixture, back to 2,400 RPM. Get the best rate of climb out of this puppy. keep our prop RPM at about so. Oh, we're big clouds. Oh, we're almost at the top of the cloud layer. Let's see, we might need to do 8,500. Cool, let's do that. Oh, yep, sorry about that. Did not mean to ignore you, buddy. Just about to break out of the clouds. Yeah, we'll keep that mixture rich, because I don't know what I'm doing with the mixture too much. Oh, we made it out of the clouds. You know what? Let's go back down to 4,000. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling going below the cloud level. Let's just say screw it. Go down to 4,000. Because I don't want to be in and out of these clouds, to be honest with you. We should have decreased. There we go. Altimeter is good. Decreased 4,000. Hell yeah. Oh shit, we're going a little fast. Oh, 4,700. Gotcha. Gotcha. Speed's looking good. It's a little bumpy. Now going down through 7,000. About to get back into these nasty looking clouds. Let's expedite our descent a little bit. Now that's what I'm talking about. Dropping like a rock. That's more like it. Just under the cloud layer. Let's get our cruise RPM set. Just about off the 26 mark right there. Should be good. We're going to be flying directly over Oahu, so we'll get a good sight picture of Oahu. I hate when the message thing just keeps on flashing. Whoa, my elbow bumped the throttle. Alright guys, I'm gonna let the autopilot have fun. Go ahead, sit back, relax, listen to this jazzy lo-fi, and I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Alrighty guys, I am back. Yo, what's going on, Dad? Welcome. We departed out of Princeville and we're going to the Big Island of Hawaii. Right now we are just in between Kauai and Oahu. It's got a pretty good flight for us today. We are battling a 20-knot headwind. So we're keeping an eye on the fuel, making sure we got enough. We got some tunes going as well. Oh yeah. How's your day been, Dad? How have the Norma Jean and the Brendan and the Jen been doing? That emoji is how I feel right now after work today. It looks like just got the weather switched up. Still got a pretty gnarly headwind we're battling. That's good. It's good that everyone's doing good. That is very, very nice. I am stoked to have you in stream with me. Glad you decided to pop by. We are in the Robin D400. This is super fun little general aircraft to fly. Cruises at about 120 knots too, so it's not too slow. It's a pretty nice aircraft, especially being freeware. Good little outside shot. And we have Oahu in sight. Brennan finished some finals. That's good. Hopefully he gets good results on those guys. Do you know which finals he had? I'm stoked that Brennan's getting all his stuff with school done in the process in the roto. English and government. Ooh, I remember him telling me about his English one that he had to prepare for. Government's tough too, especially in colleges these days. I'm so glad that I don't have to take any English or government finals. So we got altimeter 3009. Just want to make sure that that's right. Just gonna check terrain on my nav maps and make sure we're not gonna run into any mountains. Looks like we're good. We should get pretty close, which is totally fine as long as we don't hit them. Set the mixture right about there. Peak EGT. Hopefully that helps with our fuel flow a little bit, as we are trying to save as much gas as possible. But we're looking good so far. Well, it's a little bumpy here. Let's go ahead and disengage the autopilot. Let's see if we could hand fly this puppy. Oh, it's a little bumpy. He's coming back to Cali with a 4.0. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. That is my boar out there. Whoa, little bumpy. I wish I could say the same. We'll throw the autopilot back on, get turned back down to 4,700. I just wanted to see how bumpy it was. It's pretty bumpy. Awesome, we'll go to 118.3. Oops. 118.3. Switch that guy. And let's let them know what's up. .3008 on the altimeter. So might get a nice view of the sunset here in a little bit as we fly through this little cloud. Fuck those HB haters. Hell yeah, fuck those HB haters for real. All they do is doubt. And then once you come up on top, they're just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you get shit done. Oh, what happened to our weather? Oh, there we go. Just reloaded for a second. I was like, it didn't get that clear that fast. There we go, that's the view I wanted. I want to set it up for that sunset shot whenever it comes. Cool, so there we are, we're coming over, just coming up on Oahu. You can see the north shore of Oahu right here. It's pretty rad, some pretty sick surf spots down there. One day, I think on Friday, we'll do a VFR flight around Oahu in the Piper. Just got the Piper Arrow. Super fun, super rad freeware. Worth giving that guy a shot. Oh, that wind is really kicking. Wind's kicking. 22 knots. That looks rad. And the scenery you are seeing is freeware mesh. I forgot where I downloaded, but you could just look up freeware scenery for Hawaii and the mesh will pop up. And this is just the, I think it's the 10 by 10 resolution zoomed in. Not too sure exactly, but looks pretty good for what it is for freeware. I cannot complain. It definitely makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Looks like the weather is going to clear up for us over Oahu, which is nice. See Kauai there, back in the distance. Very nice. This plane, even in a 23 knot headwind, flies like a dream. Bring our map on our GPS out a little bit. You can see they're going to Papa Hotel Mike uniform. It's beautiful. Beautiful day in Hawaii, especially over Oahu. Oops, don't do that. My elbow hit the throttle again. So I do want to thank everyone again for stopping by. Whoa, looks like the weather just kicked in and it was not as good as it looked like it was going to be. That's sad. Let's pull up the weather and see what it says. Yeah, looks like it's going to be pretty hairy. Flying through a big old cloud here. Best surf in the world right there. Reflex ZD Reflexed, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, and welcome. We are just flying over Oahu at the moment, as I'm sure you know. But thank you for stopping by, and thanks for the follow, man. That means a lot. If you are interested, I will be streaming every Tuesday and Friday. Just getting everything set up with my Twitch and stuff like that. This is all new to me. So, thank you for hopping aboard. Wow, the winds are really kicking over these mountains. Harmok, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. Um, 10 o'clock. I have them on my radar, but I don't have a visual due to the clouds. Hey Dad, calm down, none of that here. I think they're above me. They just passed me. We'll report them in sight, even though we don't have them in sight. Oh, is that, oh no, Pearl Harbor's on the other side of this little ridge. Just set ours to 3007 as well. Yes, Bob Ross is acceptable. You could watercolor all you want. That is always accepted. Seems like once we got over those ridges, the wind calmed down a little bit, which makes sense. Which I did that on purpose just to see if it worked, and it works pretty well. It'd be nice if they made a little emote like that, like Norma. We could make one, and I could use it, and then all my subscribers, if I ever get any, could use them. Alright, let's hop back in the cockpit before I crash my game again. We don't want a repeat of last stream. I noticed that happened last time because I usually have my CPU overclocked to like 3.7. I don't have a water cooler, so I don't overclock it too much, but I do have a hell of a lot of air coolers. And yeah, I usually have it clocked to 3.7, and that one stream it was clocking at its normal 3.2, and totally explains when I have all my scenery and my graphics turned up that it would crash on 3.2. Yeah, Dad, you gotta watch out. You can't spam too much. But you could send multiple messages of different emoticons. I told you gotta watch out. Fuck him. Yeah, I just have that turned on just in case if someone comes in saying stuff I don't want said or spamming a bunch of random stuff. I'll just have the mod auto delete them for me, which is nice. Now we're coming directly over Pearl Harbor. See, we got some battleships down there, as they should be, protecting Honolulu City. I wish we had some better weather, but hey, at least it makes for an interesting flight. Let's see how the sunset's looking. It's looking very, very nice. No, don't say that. No. Bad. You get a pass because you're my dad, but that's bad. You can't say that. We do not promote any of that on this stream. Give me 1 second, guys. I do gotta excuse myself for just a moment. Hey, I am back. Just about to cruise over the city. Whoa. How we doing on gas? We're doing just fine on gas. Perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and turn our nav lights on since it is getting a little darker. Turn on the lights in here a little bit too. Looking very nice. Now we have our little pilot animation in there. We have them in sight. beautiful evening over Oahu. Flying over city of Honolulu. It's looking very nice this evening. Doing good on fuel as well. Everything is looking good. Speed's good, RPM's good. Just kind of want to go over everything intermittently, make sure we don't crash this bitch. Oh yeah, that's looking very nice. Looking very nice, looking very nice. Let's see. Next up, gonna fly by on Maui. And then after that, we will be just about halfway. Oh, my bad. Got Oahu, Maui, and then we got the Big Island. I cannot pronounce the names in between, so I am just going to not and say we did. Got some smooth and relaxing music for us tonight. If you have any non-copyrighted music that you would like me to play tonight on this long leg to the Big Island, go ahead and shoot it down in the chat. We could listen to a variety of different music if you'd like. So, you know, the same thing does get boring after a while. I just want to thank you guys again for hanging out with me tonight. I heard that there is a school that's actually in the middle of this. I could be wrong, but someone told me that there's a school, and I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, thank you guys a lot for coming out and hanging out with me tonight as we take this leisurely flight to the Big Island, as we have important business to do over there. Just kidding, we have no business to do over there. We're just kicking it, hanging out. Looks like the winds are shifting. Still a headwind. Now a direct headwind. A little bit lighter at about 17 knots, gusting about 23, it looks like. And we are still doing just fine on fuel. Got about 3/4 of fuel in each tank. There's that Mooney Bravo that we were advised of earlier. Those things are pretty fast. I think they cruise around 180 knots. Could be wrong. It could be like 160 knots. On the other hand, I did clean my PC today. I got a new fan port, so now all my fans in my PC are working, because I did have one fan in the front of the case that was just kind of sitting there because I didn't have enough docks on my motherboard. But I did get a fan dock, and I did get all my fans working. I got the RGBs working as well, so I'm super stoked on that. Got all the pretty colors in there. Soon I'll be able to show you guys. I will be posting a photo on my Instagram. If you haven't followed that yet, it is the Mellow Pilot on Instagram. I do post more often there. I post usually when I stream, or I'll post while I'm streaming. It's a good way to interact with you guys as well. But yeah, cleaned my PC, got everything all dialed in with the wiring harness as well, because it was such a mess. I had such a hard time getting my the other side of my case on. I was like, I gotta fix this. And it's still bad, don't get me wrong, it's still terrible. But it's getting better. Looks like we got a lot of traffic ahead on my nav maps. Not popping in just yet. Seems like we got a couple C208s. Not sure what that is. Let's find out. Ooh, it's a Cessna C208. Cessna Grand Caravan. Sweet. These things are rad. There's a flight of 3 of them coming. They're probably just about off the edge right here. Off that point. Roger, roger. Ooh, there we go. That's a nice shot. I do like this Robin DR400, or is it D400? Yeah, DR400 a lot. Jen and Norma are here. Thank you for this beautiful short flight. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Jen. Give Norma all the kisses and all the loves in the world for me. I miss the hell out of her. Stoked to have you guys along with me here in the DR400. Make sure you guys got your seatbelts on though. It's really bumpy. Got still 20 knot headwind we're going, so make sure your seatbelts are on, guys, okay? So we are a little, I guess we're chilling. We got 1, 2, so Dad, Jen, Norma could sit on my lap. We got one other. I think Reflex, you could be my my co-pilot. You just gotta handle all my radio, okay? Don't mess up. A lot of pressure. It's getting a little dark outside with these clouds. Yeah, so we're just about halfway now. Molokai. I think that's Molokai. I don't know how to say that, but I'm gonna butcher it, and I think that's what it is. So that's that island off to the side of us. Can't see because the clouds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Molokai. Molokai, Lana City. Lana City is the island that we'll be flying directly over. And then we'll be doing a flyby over Maui. We'll be flying over Kaholoe. I think that's that little island off of Maui. And then we will be landing on Waimea, Kohala. I don't know. Papa Hotel Mike uniform. Runway. Here, let me show you guys my nav maps here. Runway is at 2,671 feet, I believe. This is where we are. This is where we took off from in Princeville. A little dotted line is our flight path too. So we are on the latter part of our trip, which is nice. They did tell us to switch over. So they're gonna give us vectors to runway 4. Let's go to 127 point, what do you say, 127.6. Cool, we'll tune on to them, and then we'll also, they'll probably tell us the vector again, but I'm pretty sure. Turn right heading 140. We'll switch that over into heading mode. So the computer will take over. Altimeter's at 3006. Sweet, we are good to go. Oh yeah, I was looking at the altitude of the runway so we could see if what our traffic pattern altitude would be. So yeah, 2,671 feet is the runway elevation, so we will take that into account when we come in for a landing. I like to be just about 1,000 feet above the runway on our pattern. So if we enter in base, I want to be at 1,000 on our base. We're at 4,000 right now, so we're only gonna have to descend 2,000 feet, it looks like, or 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet. Let's do the math really quick. So if the runway is at 2671, and we want to be 1,000 feet above that, it's going to be 3671 on, so roughly 3,600 feet. We'll just call it 3,600 feet on our traffic pattern altitude. Just put that in chat so I don't forget, because I do that easy. So now hopefully it'll be there and I'll remember what our altitude is for when we come in. We are now 114 miles away from our destination. It's coming up quick. This flight has gone by a lot faster than I thought it would. Already an hour 25 in. So they're telling us to turn left, 110. Let's get that tuned in. Perfect. Can't be more stoked on this flight. Everything is going smoothly. Got traffic lights in the background. It's nice. It's a little noisy out here. Let's get back in there. Let's get back in the cockpit. There we go. It's nice. It's comfortable 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the cockpit as well. We're now below 3/4 tank on the fuel. We're way past halfway there, so I'm not concerned, and it seems like the headwind should be dying down a little bit. So that is a good sign for sure. So the next stream on Friday most likely will consist of the Piper Arrow that I just recently downloaded. We'll be trying to teach myself how to fly that thing as well. I've been flying the DR400 a lot recently, and I feel like I have done a somewhat okay job in learning the aircraft and how it generally flies. Definitely always room for improvement. I'm nowhere near good at flying this thing yet, but we're close. Every day we're learning something new. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good vibes only. One niner point three. We will go to 119.3. Oops. Let's contact them. .3006 on the altimeter, and that is confirmed. Sorry about that, was just responding to someone on OfferUp trying to get a flight yoke instead of the joystick. It's a Pro flight yoke system posted on OfferUp. Seems like it's just missing a cable. Says it's missing one piece. It's totally fine with me because it has plenty of USB ports, and I'm sure that one piece is not relevant for me. So 50 bucks, I'm down. Now I know what I'm gonna be doing after stream. Exciting stuff. A nice shot of this beautiful little DR400. How's Jen doing today? I hope Jen had a good day. Did she have work? Let's change up the tunes here just a little bit. A different vibe going. Turn right, heading at 145. Let's go ahead and hop back in the cockpit and turn right to 145. Yes, you worked. That's good. Making money. Turn left heading at 110, so we're gonna go back to 110. It's one thing I don't like that the Microsoft FSX ATC does. Looks like we got some land off to our side. Let's see, where is that? Well, so that's gonna be Leilani City Airport. See what our temperatures are looking like. 53 is not bad at all. Peak at 63. Looking solid. That's why they had us vectored around the airport. That makes sense now. So we got someone coming in on approach down behind us as well. This is about just where we crashed last time on our last stream that we did this flight on. So far we're doing good. Frames are running good. Computer's happy. I'm happy. Winds are about 11 knots, gusting to about 15-ish. Hey Dad, I'm gonna send you a picture of the lights inside my computer. I want you to tell me in chat what you think. Enjoy the evening with the mellow pilot and my dog LOL. Miss you. You got this landing tonight. Thank you. I will try my hardest to stick this landing, make it nice and smooth so I don't break y'all's back. Going to turn right, heading a 145. Divert us around the nature preserve. I did hear your last transmission, sir. Going back to 0115. The lights are trippy. Yeah, the lights are pretty trippy. How deep can we go? Let's see, how far are we? We're not too far. 116 nautical miles. 72 nautical miles. Yeah, 72 nautical miles. Sounds a little bit more accurate. I was about to say, wait a second. That ain't for us. Got the moonlight on the water. Just cruising along in the night, cloudy night sky over Hawaii. Let's check our fuel and see how much fuel we got. Just about half tank on both. That's pretty good. I'd say we're doing pretty good. hope that's not that traffic right in front of us. That would suck. Because we're at 4.7 and they're descending to 4.5. That means we'll be pretty close to each other at some point. It's not for us. Pretty good view of this little nature reserve. Looks pretty rad. Maui should be off in the distance just past that, but we're gonna have trouble seeing it just because it is nighttime, and the clouds are making the visibility a little bit lower than it should be. That is perfectly okay. Just got some pretty gnarly wind shear right there. Pretty much when the wind just rapidly changes direction on us, which is no bueno. Currently 61 degrees in the cockpit, which is nice. They're gonna let us switch over to 127.6, so we'll acknowledge once we get a chance. So 127.6. Bada bang, bada boom. Now we are in full IMC conditions, which just means that we cannot see and cannot fly based on our outside view, so we do have to rely on our instruments. Make sure we're flying in the right direction. On our last island hop here, should be coming up in just a moment. So we've got some perfectly suiting music as we approach the big island. We do not have an ILS, and it will be a visual approach down to runway 4 when we get to Waimea. As we were just getting a little bit tossed around here in the wind. Let's go ahead and pop the autopilot off and have some fun. So now that I do have the autopilot off, I am paying close attention to my instruments here, looking at my vertical speed, a turn indication knob. Trying to keep everything solid, in line, straight. Getting tossed around a little bit. Oh, we did lose a little bit of altitude there. I was not paying attention to my vertical speed indicator. I understand that. Gotcha. That was my bad. Go ahead and climb and maintain 4,700. There we go. It's looking a little better. Hey, I'm gonna go to Honolulu for stuff. Call me if you can before. No worries, baby. When are you gonna go do that? And welcome to the stream, by the way. I hope you are having a wonderful evening as we pop this autopilot back on so we can get comfortable again. Oh, we kind of flew off heading as well, which is totally fine. IDK like 30 minutes. I should be done streaming by then. We're about 51 nautical miles out, and I'm going about 120, 140 miles an hour. So should be just fine. Should be able to call you. Make sure to say what's up to my dad. I think he's watching as well. And Jen. So yeah, we're getting pretty close. Getting pretty close. Getting excited. Hopefully we have a good, nice, smooth landing for you guys. You gotta remember to slow down a little bit faster. Hey guys, I need eye drops. I need eye drops too, honestly. I'm staring at this computer screen is drying my eyes out. If you get some, you should get me some. Ship it to me. Hey girl, hey girl. I have some. Open your eyes and lean back. Alright. Hold on. I'm opening. My eyes are open. I'm leaning back. I'm like upside down. Put them in. Did you get it? Oh, oh, thank you, thank you. Wow, actually, wow, that feels so much better. Thanks for that drops, babe. Miss you guys lots. I miss everyone lots. That ain't for us, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh, look at the ocean. It's so pretty ocean. It's all we have to look at because we're flying over the ocean. Ha 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 ha. Hey babe, I love you the most. Wow, just hit the 2-hour mark on the stream. Want to thank everyone again for stopping by if you decided to stop by. Thanks for hanging out in chat too. You know who you are. Ha, ocean, yes. Pretty wrinkly ocean with a lesbian heart. Thank you for the lesbian heart. Oh, never mind. It's not lesbian, it's non-binary pride. I non-binary pride love you too. What is that? What? Is that a cruise ship? Oh, what? The Carnival? Damn, man, we need to fucking... What are we doing up here? We should be down there partying, man. That's sick. Got a little cruise ship. Freaking cruising in Hawaii? That sounds nice. Lucky bastards. Let's see. BMO says hi. Oh, BMO. I miss ya. And I want to feel ya. Temperature. Only the OGs will get that. How are we doing on fuel? Half tank? That is perfect. We couldn't have planned it even more perfect. Temperature. I wanna feel, yeah. Let's see, they set us up for runway 04. And that should give us a pretty good, actually it's pretty good crosswind on 04. But it should be good. You can see us right there, flying along. We'll be getting there relatively shortly. Welcome, welcome if you're just joining us. We are on our way to Waimea Private Airport on the Big Island of Hawaii, sorry. Can't even English right now. But we are just about 35 nautical miles away from our or 29 miles away from top of descent, 35 miles away from our destination. So we'll disconnect shortly here from approach and tune into the airport frequency and think about descending shortly. But for now, we're just gonna kick back, relax, and hopefully ATC shuts the hell up so we can listen to some music. Because I like music, it's pretty nice. But yeah, you can see on the progress bar that we're just about there. Going about 120 knots ground speed and airspeed. So we've got indicated and ground speed, which is your GPS ground speed. Welcome, welcome to all those who are joining. I want to thank you guys very much for deciding to stop by. See, we're getting pretty close to our destination airport. And this is going to be it for the stream tonight. We'll be landing in Waimea, calling it a night, and then we will pick up again on Friday. And we'll be flying the Piper Arrow on Friday, which would be nice. Cool, so they're telling us to go to Honolulu Center on 126.0. We'll pop that in and tell them what's up. There's the cruise ship. Oh, what? They got a pool and a helipad? Man, I'm jealous. Altimeter is 3005. That is affirmative. I don't know if they are going to vector us. I think they said expect vectors for the visual, so we might just have to wait for their command. But we're not held to any regulation. We can do whatever we want. Let's see how she's looking from the outside. Oh yeah. Look at the Mellow Pilot just chilling in there. Oh god. Oh god, that face. That's a weird one. Let's come back. So we're with Honolulu Center. Just about to our destination. I think we see land. That is a good sign. We like it when we see land. Yes, the face just looks so concentrated. Let's get a second look. Oh. Oh yeah. That's the real moneymaker right there. That is the real moneymaker. Aren't you happy my face don't look like that? Yeah, he be smiling all sorts of weird ways. So the weather down at the airport says it is 15 knots out of 0560, which would be just about the east. Coming out of the southeast. .5 miles to our top of descent. Looking just grand in this Robin DR400. Coming up on the big island of Hawaii. Oh, there we go. There we go. Have that haunt your dreams tonight. Ooh, that's a fucking face to not look at. That's a face to not look at. That's pretty fucking funny, man. I knew that there was a better angle to get a look at his face. If you guys are hanging out with me tonight, don't forget to slap that follow button so you get notified whenever I do go live. I am going to be going live every Tuesday and Friday so far. Mainly doing GA stuff right now. I do have an A320 I like to fly every so often. We might do that on Friday, but right now it's looking like we're going to explore the Piper. We might do some SoCal flying, since I did just download a bunch of photorealistic scenery for SoCal, which should be cool. We might have to do that on Friday. Land ho. Finally have land in sight, which is nice. Alright, alright, alright. Chill vibes, chill music. About 26 grand on the RPM. Engines are looking happy, everything's in the green. Oil temps and pressures are looking good too. A little high, but that's alright. Nice and comfortable 61 degrees Fahrenheit as well, as we're coming to the big island of Hawaii. I did mention earlier that this is just the freeware scenery that we get to enjoy so much of right now with this beautiful lighting. No, but it is good freeware stuff. You can check it out on Riku.com. That's where I download all of my freeware, along with RealFlightSim.com, Flight Deck. There's a bunch of really good websites out there to get some good freeware stuff. But thank you to those who are just joining us and who are hanging out with us tonight. Please be sure to say what's up in chat. Let me know how you're doing. I hope you guys are having an awesome evening. So they're telling us to go 145. So we shall do that. 145 for Kilo Echo X-Ray. If you haven't yet, be sure to smack that follow button so it lets you know whenever I do go live, so you can come and hang out with us on these chill streams. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is mainly going to be GA stuff. The moment I do want to start practicing a lot more on VATSIM with ATC, which will be coming up shortly. I was talking to a buddy as well, and it looks like I'll be getting a yoke soon too, which is exciting stuff. So I could have my stick for when I fly stick aircraft like this, and then I could have my yoke for when I fly Baron, Piper, not the Piper, the Piper Arrow. Those hip yokes. So we're getting pretty close, so I'm going to go ahead and slow it down here a little bit to about 100 knots. The last thing I want to do is overshoot on this approach. So we'll get ready and all configured for when we get instructed for our descent. They should be vectoring us towards the runway shortly, since it shows that we're pretty much on base. Here, take a look. Oops, not that much. On our nav maps here, this is the runway we're landing at, and this is where we are. So we should be directed to turn towards our runway shortly. Oops. Let's not forget about our airspeed. That's a very easy thing to forget about. Cool, so we got cleared for the approach. We're going to descend and maintain 4,300. And then let's go ahead and tune on to the weather. Cool, so we got the ATIS. Let's go back to traffic and let's announce our position. So we're inbound, GPS on runway 4. We should be getting that runway in sight here in a little bit. Oh, runway is in sight. Let's go ahead and turn runway heading 040. And then let's descend and maintain 36,000. Or 3600, my bad. Let's also keep an eye on our speed too, because we keep forgetting about that as I chuck my phone onto the floor. Since we got the airport in sight, I'm gonna go ahead and take over. Let's get all of our lights on as well and prepared for this landing. So we could turn all this stuff off now. I'm not going to be using it. Let's maintain about 2 grand on the RPM and slowly start our descent down to about 3,600. .700 feet per minute is pretty good on the descent, so we'll try to maintain that. Traffic letting us know that he is clear of the runway, which is good to know as we are coming in. Let's get lined up with the runway here, far out, so we don't have to worry about that when we get close up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out. If you are just joining the stream, I want to welcome you. So we're getting tossed around by this wind a little bit. So we're just sitting at 36, just about. Get nice and lined up with our runway. .90 miles an hour is what we're looking for, or 90 knots. So we're at 90 knots, 3,600 feet. We are looking solid. .2100 RPM seems to be our friend on this. So we're on final now, so we're going to go ahead and announce that we are on final. As we slowly get more in line with the runway here. Got the first PAPI light coming in. So we could start our slow decrease. We got the second PAPI light coming in. Let's go bring the throttle back down. Slow down a little bit as we descend a little bit. Once we get to that white arc, we're going to go ahead and drop a notch of flaps out as well. And 80 knots, we'll drop the other flap and we'll maintain 75. Descent rate is looking good. Speed is looking good. Got our flaps out. So we're pitching for our airspeed here, and we're also using the throttle to help us gauge our descent rate. Wind is pushing us around a lot though, that is for sure. Still 75 knots. Descent rate's looking good. This is going to be a direct crosswind. So make sure we got a correction in there as well. 75 knots. Things looking good. On the glide slope, which is a rarity. Go ahead, pull the throttle back, we have the runway made. And we'll hunt for 60. Eyes are at the end of the runway. And perfect. Keep the nose up. Help us bleed some of that speed off. Very nice. Very, very nice. Sweet, let's go ahead and turn on the brakes and get turned around. Go ahead, back taxi to, let's go to our parking spot today since this is our last flight of the night. Pulling into the parking and closing it up, turning the engines off for the night. Typically we would come here and stop for fuel and then head back to Kauai. Tonight we are calling it a night. Don't go anywhere though, because we are going to check out that landing replay here in just a moment as we taxi on back to our gate. If you guys are new and just stopping by, please feel free to smack that follow button so you do get notified whenever I do go live. Ah, my hangar. Let's just pull right into my hangar. I forgot to tell you that I got a hangar in Hawaii. Make sure we don't strike our wings on anything. So now that we're out, pull the flaps in as well. We don't need those guys down. Cool, we'll set the parking brakes. And let's actually, before we turn everything off, let's go ahead and check out that replay. 120 wasn't enough. Let's try 180. Perfect. So this is the tower view. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, have a good night as well. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out in chat as well. There's sexy Robin just gliding on in. That was a pretty good landing. I don't know about you guys. I felt pretty good about that one. Slightly off a center line, but hey, we're getting better. We are getting better, that's for sure. Let's check out another. Actually, we'll just call it a night right there. I want to go ahead and thank. Oh, actually, I can't do that yet. We haven't even turned the airplane off. Let's get back into the cockpit. Bada bang, boom, 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 boom. Turn that engine off. Lights off, carb heat off, avionics off, alternator off, and there you have it. That is it, and that concludes today's stream. Thank you very much, guys, for coming out and enjoying that flight from Kauai all the way to the Big Island. If you haven't yet, please feel free to drop a follow. Let's see who's live and see if we could give someone a raid. Ooh, perfect. We could raid Canuck Musician. Let's see if we can get a raid going.
But we're alright, we're about 22, 23 away from the field. You fly there a bunch of times, you watch a lot of people on YouTube.
So, Canuck. Stay tuned, we are going to check out what Canuck is up to. Awesome, we are going to raid, so get ready to show some love to Canuck Musician. Let's go. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.
Mellow Pilot, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. How's it going tonight? How was your stream? I'd love to hear all about it. Welcome. We'll make a little